with what obtains in advanced countries. So we'll go on that break. When we come back, we'll be talking boxing.
Phenomenon which international economic organizations and nations, Nigeria included, have unanimously agreed has the ticket to economic independence and development. That's why the Bank of Industry believes that every brilliant idea holds the potential of a profitable business. But when money is hard to get, the Bank of Industry comes to the rescue. So watch BOY Weekly every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. as we take you through a world where every idea becomes a successful business.
Okay, well, welcome back. We'll try to devote the next 10-15 minutes of this segment to boxing. You can agree with me that, well, it's not the way it used to be for Nigeria in boxing. And of course, that's why we're taking a look at boxing tonight. Now I'm being joined by someone who's a boxing lover, someone who's a boxing journalist, and has done a lot for boxing and has covered boxing for a very long period. So let me introduce to you tonight Tunji Balogun. Let me welcome you to the show, Tunji.
Okay. Good evening.
Okay, let's just get straight into it. I know a lot of people don't like us comparing ourselves with advanced countries, but I mean, there has to be a benchmark. So the steady decline that we've witnessed in boxing, what are the factors you think is responsible?
It's something that has really, come at a point where we're supposed to be enjoying the fruit of boxing in Nigeria, because over the years, boxing has brought great honor to this country. Remember the time of the likes of Dick Tiger, Kid Oganbasi. It got from that era, it metamorphosed and changed. Even beyond that, we saw the likes of Obisi Anwankpa, Jerry Okorodudu, Jula Sisi. They brought great honor to this country.
Duncan
Dokiwari, David Dafiagbon. But down the line, many things happened, and this is where we found ourselves. It has even gone to the extent where most of the promoters, we are not getting the best of boxing in Nigeria now. Most of our boxers are running to Ghana, Benin Republic to get some fights, because that is where it's happening, and it's very annoying. It's not something that is quite interesting at this point in time. But at this point in time, credit must go to some certain people too, trying to revive the game in Nigeria, because we can't just fold our arms and allow the game and allow the game to just go like that. The government, they've not really been fair enough, and NBBFC in terms of professional, and Nigerian Boxing Federation, NBF in terms of amateur. These are some of the things that, when you look at it, it's not encouraging, but people are trying to revive the game in Nigeria.
Like you said, most of our best boxers are already representing other countries. But what do you think we should do? Because usually it's not good to only talk about the problems. How can we retrace our steps so that we can, produce the likes of David Nzorite? I mean, some of those boxers we grew up seeing, how we can produce some of those boxers in this country.
I think the whole thing lies with to channel the blueprint for Nigeria sports, which boxing is also part of it. These are some of the problems over time that we have faced. Just focusing on football alone has not really helped us. Let's channel some little energy into other sports too,
and see what will happen.
It will really help, because when you look at some of these things, it pays when you put energy into some of these other sports too. Look at athletics, for instance. You go to a major championship, you return with just single person winning bronze and silver medal for over 150 million Nigeria. So these are some of the things, because we are not doing the right thing that is supposed to be done.
You're saying this is happening because we're not investing.
We are not investing. We are not putting strength, because you look at some games, you have comparative advantage in some certain. You are not using it. It's annoying. It's something that it's not really helping us as a country.
I know you feel aggrieved, but let's bring it down a little. Let's talk about some boxers that you feel that do have chances of making it in future? I know you've worked with some of them, you've seen some of them, some names you can throw up and say, okay, if this guy is properly managed, if this guy receives the kind of support, you feel this is a boxer for the future.
I think on my fingertips, I can mention like 3-4 of them now.
Okay.
Isaac Ekpo.
All right.
Is even having his WBO super middleweight world title in Germany. Is the mandatory challenger.
Okay.
Now, but the whole idea now is that he's not based in Nigeria. He's based in Ghana, preparing for this fight. Davidson Emenogu is fighting. He has over 5-6 international titles. Even with him now, he's based in UK, but he's fighting in the colors of Nigeria. King Davidson Emenogu, you know, and Fatai Onikeke is in Australia, and some other boxers too trying in their own little way to do something to help the image of this country.
What about on the local scene? Any boxer with prospects on the local? Because you've mentioned boxers who Nigeria may probably not receive the glory for their successes, but any boxer here that especially in Lagos,
okay,
because you're in Lagos most of the time.
We have the likes of Jude Ilo.
Okay.
He's even fighting on October 4th, which coincidentally is Nigeria's Independence Day. He's contesting for WABU. You call it West Africa Boxing Union. That is WABU. He's fighting here in Lagos, Nigeria.
And he has a good chance.
And he has a good chance. He's the light heavyweight national title holder.
Okay.
And it's something that, you know, the glamour can come back if we go about and sensitize the audience. Try to, you know, picture it even in their minds, going to where gym is being situated.
Okay.
And these are some of the things that could really help the game to grow again in Nigeria. Let's throw the awareness. Let people know that something is happening, not just doing it in the closet and keeping it to oneself or wherever you are doing it. Make it public. Let people know, because it's an interesting game. It could be interesting. Look at what is happening in America now. Mayweather is gulping huge amount of money. It can also happen here in Nigeria if you manage it very well, and that is my own position.
Okay, you've given up some names, and I hope that the authorities will follow up on some of those names that have been mentioned. But you talked about Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Exactly.
Let's talk about him for a while. 44 fights.
45 now.
Okay, no defeats. He has defeated virtually all the best names.
And 26 knockouts.
all the best names. And you know, some people have accused him of picking his opponents.
Okay.
But I don't know if you agree with that, because I'm not sure you can pick 45 opponents and still be able to knock all of them out.
That's exactly what you are talking about. He's a prolific boxer. And when he started his career, he was nicknamed Pretty Boy. But he look at it, it's all about money.
Okay.
And he changed his nickname from Pretty Boy now to Money Man. Money Man, because it's about gulping huge amount of money. You could see it. He signed 30 months deal and 6 fights with
and
Showtime.
He remains unbeaten.
Showtime. He remains unbeaten. So what are we talking about? And it's not even in the heavyweight category. It's in the junior middleweight category.
I mean, let's look at some of the names of the boxers he has defeated. He has defeated Juan Manuel Marquez,
Exactly.
Shane Mosley, Victor Ortiz. I mean, so
Roberto Guerrero.
Miguel Cotto,
Escar de la Hoya.
Miguel Cotto,
Yes.
some years back. And these are, I mean, top-class
Great
boxers.
boxers on their own. You know, it's something when you look at Mayweather, it's not just something. When you look at him, even the last fight he had with Canelo, I'm talking about Saul Canelo. The last fight he had, when you look at it, you even expected him to Canelo to even throw more punches, because the youthfulness is there, the agility is there. But it's not about that, because when you look at it, a 36-year-old man fighting against 23-year-old man, you look at it, the agility,
still outbox.
is something. But over 12 rounds, you could see the brilliance. You could see the way he was able to put up his virtuoso, and he was able to bring the best out of him. And you know as it is now, he has even declared in recent times that in 2 years, talking about 2015 September, he's going to wrap it up, even with everything that is being.
Before we get carried away talking about Floyd Mayweather,
Okay.
let's take it back home now and just look at it. How can we produce a Floyd Mayweather, for instance? Is it just about talent or packaging? Because there are two different things.
Exactly.
I mean, you can't be well packaged. Maybe you don't have the talent. You can't have talent and not, you know. So I don't know. What do you think? Is it a combination of both, or maybe when you have one, you have the other? But I mean, I know that those two things are essential in getting top-class boxers. But I mean, what do you think we need to do?
Talents abound in this country in boxing. The most important thing, what we need
packaging.
now is not even, is beyond packaging. We need corporate and individual, sponsorship. Money is what is required. The subventions.
You can't train in isolation.
The subvention you give to boxing is not even